to save your ass.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 action film Dangerous. A film that is directed by David Hackle and it stars Scott Eastwood, Kevin Durand, Famke Janssen, Mel Gibson and Tyrese Gibson. Now this film focuses on Scott Eastwood's character D, who is a character with a troubled past. He's been in trouble with the law. He's a very, very dangerous person, essentially. Well-trained, dangerous. He's got, what's he got now? He's got some antisocial personality disorder, which basically means he's kind of emotionless. And he doesn't care about his actions of anything that he does. But he's getting help. He's getting therapy through Mel Gibson's character, Dr. Alderwood. So he wants to get better. Now, he's got a younger brother on an island who sends him letters, and then he finds out basically that his brother is dead, so he heads out to the island for the wake, gets rejected by his mother, and then some mercenaries turn up on the island, led by Kevin Durand. And they are there, seemingly something connected with the dead brother, and it is up to Scott Eastwood's character D to protect those islanders and his mother in order to save them from the mercenaries and find out what secrets the island is holding. Right, what are my thoughts on Dangerous? It's certainly very, very watchable, but it is not without its issues, this film, and that is an understatement. There are many characters in this film the film just simply does not need. The Famke Janssen character, we don't need her. She plays like an FBI agent that you see in a couple of scenes that's chasing Scott Eastwood's character. Didn't need the character at all. The Tyrese Gibson character, who plays like a sheriff on the island, again, we didn't need that character at all. It was almost like an excuse to put a couple more names in the film. Didn't need them. You could even argue that you don't need the Mel Gibson character to a large degree, but I really enjoyed Mel Gibson's performance in this film. He's not in it much. Essentially, his role is he has a brief conversation with the Famke Janssen character, and the rest of the time he has phone conversations with the Scott Eastwood character. And he's trying to keep him on the straight and narrow when the Scott Eastwood character is kind of teetering on the edge of being really violent and killing, and he doesn't want to. But ultimately, like I say, we didn't need the Mel Gibson character, but Mel Gibson is actually really good in the film. I liked his performance. It was quite comical at times. And generally speaking, he puts a lot of effort into what is essentially a very basic role. But beyond that, it's a very bog standard action film. One that you've seen many, many times before, done better many, many times before. I'm not sure what to make of Scott Eastwood. He's one of those. I mean, he looks so much like his dad. It's frightening. He deserves a shot. I'm just not sure his choices are the right choices. I mean, he's done. He's been in a few things. Been in Suicide Squad and Pacific Rim, the second one, and he's been in the Fast and Furious franchise. He's done kind of bit roles here and there, but he's struggled to kind of lead a film, a cast of actors. So I understand him wanting to go down that route. I'm just not sure these are the right choices for him. He's really, really trying here to channel his inner Clint, his inner dad. It's starkingly obvious at times that he's trying to, channel that emotionless, cool anti-hero that we saw so often from Clint Eastwood in the 70s and 80s and beyond. And it just doesn't work. For me, it felt too obvious. For what actually could have been a really interesting and complex character, with him having this antisocial personality disorder and being, without emotion and all this kind of stuff, it made for what could potentially have been a really exciting finale, because much of the film, well, not much of the film, some of the film is him trying to resist being violent. And I think they could have really played on that much more with the Scott Eastwood character, in the sense of him really reluctant to be violent. But it's more a case of the Terminator character in Terminator 2, where that Terminator character is ordered not to kill, so he just kind of shoots him in the leg and things like that. That's kind of what we get with this Scott Eastwood character. He's not prepared to kill, but do anything else beside kill. So he's still taking out the bad guys in fairly inventive and violent ways, just not killing them. For the most part, but I think they could have really played on that character and played on that, the need for him to eventually tap into that really violent side of him in order to save everybody. And when that moment kind of comes in the film, it doesn't have the same impact. So I think they could have done much better with this character, the Scott Eastwood character, because it was an interesting character. Kevin Durand and his set of mercenaries are the usual faceless, useless mercenary bad guys you see in these movies. Mostly useless, and the Kevin Durand character was one-dimensional, again, pantomime in his approach to the role, and that's not an issue with Kevin Durand in his acting. He's fine in these types of roles. It was just very one-dimensional. So what we get here is a flawed film, but ultimately quite an entertaining film, and much of my time here I was entertained watching it. I just think if they'd have put a bit more time and effort into it, it could have been a much better film and got rid of these parts they didn't need in the film. The Famke Janssen part, the Tyrese Gibson part, we didn't need them. Streamline the film down, gives it a little bit more complexity, a little bit better action, and I think they would have had something a little bit better on the hand. What they do have is a 6 out of 10 film here. Definitely watchable, definitely entertaining. Hopefully Scott Eastwood will get a part or a vehicle or a movie that's going to maybe catapult him, because he does have that look. I think he is, potentially a star. I just hope he kind of cuts the break here. So yeah, check this out, even if you just want to check it out for Mel Gibson's performance, which I thought was quite amusing. Like I say, even though he's not in it very much. So I hope you liked this review. I hope you found it useful. I will be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.